today is a Tuesday and we are going to be talking health, okay? Now, optimal health is really important, and that is why today we want to talk about burnouts, okay, and nervous breakdowns, which can come up at any time, especially if it's a lot of stress and pressure on your head or on your neck. So Doc, let's start by how we can identify burnouts or nervous breakdown, that is, loading. Nervous breakdown loading.
That's what it's loading. All right. Good morning to our listeners. As you said, it's a Tuesday, and today's topic is really affects all of us, and is one of the two topics that we find difficult to differentiate the two. But I'll try and explain it and make it as simple as best as I can. The thing is that nervous breakdown is not a medical diagnosis. We need to get to that point. It's not a medical diagnosis. Burnout is not a medical diagnosis. So that's the first thing we need to get out there. But it's a common term that most people use.
I'm so sorry, Doc, but therapists are considered doctors.
Yes.
Okay.
So what are burnouts? Yes. So burnout is, as you can say, it's a state of mental, it's emotional, and physical exhaustion, all combined, right? So your body's reaction to that is what causes the nervous breakdown. Do you understand?
But if your body's reaction to it is causing this,
so let me make it simple, right? Let me use phone. The phone that we use. So let's use the phone that we use. So burnout will be your phone battery draining over weeks or days, slowly draining, right? Let's say you don't put it on charge, it's in your pocket or it's in the bag somewhere, it's just draining slowly. That's burnout for you. But with a nervous breakdown, the phone suddenly shuts down and won't restart.
Oh, okay. So it could be at 98%.
Yeah, it could be 90. It could be like the battery could be full, and the phone will just shut down suddenly and won't restart.
Okay. Wow.
Does that clarify the two?
That's
like it's sudden, it's immediate.
Yes. Yeah. So you look at burnout being, most of the time we connect burnout to chores, responsibilities, and work.
So we can say burnouts are more gradual.
They are more gradual. So you tend to see in burnout where the person is getting detached, eating junk food a lot. The person starts to do work. You give the person work to do. The person is sitting there. The screen is on. You're supposed to work by scrolling through maybe social media. There's no interest. There's no interest in completing that task.
Yeah.
Right. Because that joy the person used to have in doing that work is no more there. It also happens when the reward system is not in place. You are doing so much work, but you're not really getting anything back. I'll use doctors as an example. Sometimes you can do 30-hour shifts. We can start on Friday, 6 p.m. and come back on Sunday morning. We don't burn out. We start to burn out when you have to deal with like insurance companies or family members, when they have to explain to them why they need to pay for the medication. And then, you're explaining, you are so interested in the well-being of your patient. You want the patient to get better. But the other party is not seeing it. Things that use more money and all that. And you are explaining, you need to, the medication, you put it on the form, the insurance needs to cover insurance, you need to cover that, we need it for the patient. But and the worst part is when they put you on hold. They put you on hold and you're sitting there and you're still waiting 45 minutes. It will burn you out. So you're frustrated by the whole thing, and you that's when you see people throw their phones away, turn off the phone. They just don't want to deal with it anymore. Okay. So another example I always use is this: if somebody is burnt out, like in 3 music, right, and Madam Rash offers you Bali, or maybe you go to Tanzania for holidays, all paid for, and I take you there, right, and they tell you, okay, whilst you are gone, your workload is on your table, it's a 400, and she has no problems with it. Don't worry about it, just pack your bags and go. If I take you to an environment like that and you are burnt out, you relax, you enjoy, there's no work, you can recharge. Now, if you change it to nervous breakdown and depression on the other side, no matter the environment I put you in, if I put you in that environment, you still go and sit at the beach and look at the sunset and still be depressed.
But wait, isn't the sun supposed to be the solution to...
It's not the sun you need.
Because I'm assuming this is happening to you, right? So as you're saying, these other experiences or environments are supposed to, so to speak, cure your burnout.
Right.
So now you've been put in this environment, but from what you're saying, it is not curing this burnout.
No. That's
what he's saying is that there's an external factor to it, and there's an internal factor. If it's environmental and you are moved from the environment,
you'll be fine. That's with burnout.
But if you carry it internally,
if it's in you,
if you carry it internally, then
change
the
your environment or
will
not.
But doesn't external environment lead to these burnouts, or sometimes it's just natural?
No, so you are mixing
in
like
terms of
what
the
he's
cause,
saying is like
right?
family members who go to UK or US to go and start afresh and work, but they are worrying about Accra problems and Kumasi problems. You will be in America and still be stressed and burnt out because what I say hard.
Okay.
So
it's not just
the one that
environment.
jackpot on them.
Yes.
The Mr. Easy ones on. Life is fresh, everything is fresh.
Like the pending Lenny one. You get it,
So if with burnout, you can use a scenario, for example, where it happens to people who are caregivers. You have a man who is supposed to be on marriage age, or like he's supposed to be dating or that, but he's taking care of his mom at home. Right, so he spends his time being a caregiver at home. He has no social life. He has nothing else to do than take care of that person. Now, he feels emotionally empty, and he goes on autopilot. He wakes up in the morning, makes sure her food is served, like her needs are, and then routine becomes routine to him. That person like this is what we call, he's a caregiver. So it's a caregiver strain. That's burnout. Right? You have a nurse who is working 12-hour shifts or whatever it is, exhausted, detached from patients, and is making mistakes. So you see how it's going to lead, the burnout is going to lead, going to make mistakes. And you see, we're in a position that when we make mistakes, lives are lost.
Yeah.
So you can burn out and make mistakes in somebody's life, and that will even compound. So that could even lead you to go to a nervous breakdown. Where because of you are being saying that, because of you, the person died. So carrying that guilt, that could cause you to have another, like you just shut down. You don't want to go to work. So the person will wake up in the morning, turn off his phone. You can't reach the person. You don't know where the person is.
Okay, Doc, what I wanted to find out is, since you're saying that burnouts and nervous breakdowns are not ideally medical terms, but then they still exist, do these two, I don't know what to call them now, situations lead to medical or maybe a disease or a disorder or something of that sort, where maybe someone has a burnout and it leads them to maybe getting an ulcer, or someone has a nervous breakdown and it leads them having a damage to some part of their body.
Cardiac problem.
Yes. So yes, you can do that, because he mentions something. Environmental factors or emotional factors can lead to, because everything runs on hormones. The pathophysiology of all this is that there are hormones that are supposed to deal with stress, cortisol, right? With you overdoing this, and cortisol is supposed to manage all these things. So either you have less of it, then you can't manage any of these things. Then you start to shut down. As you said, it can affect your diet. The way you are eating changes. Sometimes some people they tell you, I don't feel hungry, because there's so much work on their table that they are so focused. I've seen those people, I want to finish before I eat. I want to finish this before I eat.
Use a heartbreak example.
Okay, so let me use a heartbreak example. For example,
People can be satisfied for 3 weeks.
you have a young woman, you have a young woman who is juggling work. You have a young woman who is juggling work. She has studies and she has family, and she's facing a breakup. That could lead her to a nervous breakdown. So that's acute stress collapse. Should just go off.
But also, Doc, remember the series, we're having a conversation about how to stratify your emotions and, put them into...
Compartmentalize.
Eish, take your time. Compartmentalize. It's not compartmental. Compartmentalize your emotions and all of that. All right.
The English I wanted to mention for the three of you, maybe like Madam Rash will sack me.
All right, don't worry. Compartmentalize.
I'm not laughing. I'm not fighting.
Boom. Boo.
Oh, come on, bro.
You are the class.
Don't worry. We'll compartmentalize it. Doc, when you are able to do, the compartmentalization of your emotions, is there a possibility that you will not have a nervous breakdown?
No, you can't have a nervous breakdown even with compartmentalization, right? Because you are putting it in boxes in your head, right? You're putting this into where it needs to be. Now, the only way that works positively for you is if you take yourself out of some of these situations. For example, don't be readily available. Let me explain this. We live in this social system where people think that when you send me a message on WhatsApp or send me a message, I'm supposed to reply there and then. People forget that you have a life, like you have things doing, or you could. The worst one is when you give that excuse, I was sleeping. It's like the person gets offended that you are sleeping. I'm sleeping, like. And the other one that is even worse is this: you are online.
Charlie.
Your phone is online doesn't mean the person is. And then people get upset over it that I sent you a message, you've not seen it.
Yeah.
We are getting to a point that in order to satisfy those people, you are stressed, you are burning yourself out because you won't be ready for everybody. So you are supposed to be eating, right? ideally, eating is supposed to be no work, phone, nothing. Eat, focus, take your time and eat. Half of the time, you watch most people, they're on their phone. Some are either working or doing something work related, or watching a movie or doing something. So the act of enjoying the meal, of that break, because eating is a break. That's why it's called break, lunch break. We don't actually go on lunch breaks because whilst you're eating lunch, most of you are doing excess stuff. So are you really? So you come back from lunch break and you're supposed to be sort of a bit calmer and a bit like rejuvenated, and then it's even worse than you went in because
The
something
only
you watch.
difference is you put food in your stomach.
Exactly.
I saw something crazy. I don't want to make a mistake with it, but I think when you are eating and distracted, I think your food doesn't get digested as well.
It doesn't.
It was something.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it's true. It doesn't. So we call it.
Why?
Some of one has
So when people
I know why I can't gain weight.
TV meals. Some people came up with somebody in US, whatever it is, came up with the idea of TV meals because you microwave, you sit in front of the TV and you eat it.
Yeah.
So you get obese. You like
Charlie.
Capitalism has ruined the world.
what happened to people sitting at dining tables, no phone, and talking to each other?
Yeah.
Because that was where you de-escalate, you de-stress.
Yeah.
How was your day? Children are going with stories. It's helping the child cope. It also, as a parent, helps you know what's going on. As adults, when we eat lunch and there's no phone involved, we get to know what's going on in each other's life. Charlie, I have this wedding coming up. I have this engagement I need to get to. I need this clothing. Oh, you can use my... You get a lot of things solved at that lunch break by the time you get back to work.
But in this case, you are even all at the table by your
You are not
own.
together.
Yeah.
You are sitting together, but you're actually not together.
So socialization is therapy that originates on the outward but has impact even into the biology of our beings.
Yeah. So what Kabrofo bebre?
So what is basically saying is this.
No,
is-
I used three small words.
Yeah.
What did I say? I said socialization.
Socialization.
Huh?
Break it
It's a
down.
munchele together, babe. Wow.
All I'm saying is that like
Socialization positively
Last.
impacts your well-being.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ask yourself why
That's vague.
why do people look forward to the Fridays? Why do people look forward to Friday being with friends?
why is happy hour important? The rest of the hours of the week were not important.
But happy hour.
And some I big ups to women who have created an environment for their partners to come home to. Some people look forward to coming home
Let's
with a
clap for
popcorn and movie night.
all three of them. Let's clap.
Yeah, all three parts. And thanks for the men who also
The
took the
three-
same.
the three men that
all three of them. Let's go. Let's give it.
For
Let's give it up.
I was just saying that. No.
To the rest of you, do better.
If you are part of the three to make us.
So it means you're not looking to. You won't get some of the three because
Right, it was a
three, you should be
joke.
part of the
This is
three.
the socialization. Guys make jokes and then you laugh.
But
You're
no,
taking it
no,
personal.
but no,
It's
even
not
with that
just
one.
personal.
No, it's
You could
not
be part of the
personal, but
three.
You
I
I
almost
don't-
beat the guy.
I
Are you
know.
okay? She hit
Did
you
I
on here. Let me
almost
see.
beat you? You are the one who is coming.
Let me see
no,
your hair. This is-
Jason and I are cool. I beg
Police,
you. I'm not
we are under
coming
attack.
for. I beg you. I'm not coming for anybody.
Last, you know, go get because you clap.
Yes, you. That's
So-
all I was saying.
So
But
we
I just
That
want
means you're all
to say
taking.
this. Yes, you're all taking. I just want to say that I totally agree with that because all of a sudden out of the blue, my dad noticed that we're home, but everyone is in their room. The only people chatting in that house is himself and his wife. Everyone else, my brother's in his room, I'm in my room, my sister's in her room. So he decided to make us have family meetings. Initially, when he said it, he was like, "Really? That's very weird." But then when we started, I can tell you everything that's going on with everyone. We wouldn't get time to set the dining table as usual, but when we started doing that, you get to find out the tiniest things that bother my dad and my mom and how they want us to do things. And I think I even posted one time that family time is therapy because it just felt so good to be done and to let loose and let my parents know, let my siblings know that this is what I'm going through. Maybe when I was on TV, I felt this way, that way, and it felt really good. But ideally, we wouldn't have done that, right? And so I totally get that. And whenever we get to do that, it takes off.
Therapeutic.
Yes, it feels very, very good.
Is he raising up his hand?
Yeah, so yeah.
No,
It's at the back.
I just, you know, I have to be honest.
Yes,
with the whole-
students.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, what she said, I can relate to it, and I think it's very key in our well-being as social animals. But we also have to remove the blanket notion that all family time has positive outcome. sometimes. No. I'm
Actually,
not saying
okay,
you or
well,
your example. I'm just saying
I was
that.
actually also going to say I didn't finish, but you can go.
Okay, finish.
No, it's
My
they're
reason
also,
why I
your
raised
class.
my
they're
hand.
also, they're
That's why I
also
raised my hand. That's why I raised my hand.
I thought you wanted to interject for like
Well,
what
you're
I
bent
was
out.
saying.
So you see, in that situation, you just walk out.
I just, no, it's okay.
Of course, they are blasting sessions. They won't be happy with everything
not
that we're
saying that
doing,
they are
and there will
blasters.
not always be positive like outcomes. But in that, you're still shaped to know that maybe what you are doing is not the best to be done, and so you are told in a situation like that. Because in this world, no one else is going to tell you.
But even with that,
no people.
all I
people
was
don't
saying-
really
all I
care.
was-
Material meant
all I
something
was
different,
yes,
no?
Yeah.
all I
Right.
was alluding
That's
to
fine.
was the fact that family is the concept of a collective where you get to be vulnerable, get to be trusting, and get to show empathy and love without fear of judgment. Not in the traditional sense of family as we know it, mother,
Yeah,
father,
yeah,
brother,
yeah.
sister, siblings, blah blah blah. So in creating your family is akin to creating your safe space.
Brothers and sisters from other
for
mothers.
somebody coming to 3 Music every day, the fooling we fool and everything,
Hey.
blah blah blah. The moment you fool pass
I'm
you.
not a fool.
You put one day video learning and put it out there, you see that
I'll sue you.
you sue me, nonsense. So, somebody could get sad when Culture Daily is done, because the highlight of a family moment is from 6 a.m. till 10.
Yeah, it's true.
The interactivity, the goofing, the jokes,
the topics that we even talk,
everything we talk about, all the whatever. That is a sense of family. So I just want people to think wide and cast their net wide to be able to find their kinfolk in the larger sense of society. Not necessarily wait and box themselves in that family is somewhere and a physical destination or
Right.
location.
Right.
That family is where you get to be yourself without that fear of prejudice, with the opportunity to be.
So that goes with how people have these families, like gaming family, football family.
Yes.
Like they have like
Exactly.
Community
community
building.
build. Yeah. People have this. People of the same.
You know
want to do the same
they
things.
say blood is thicker than water. It's another horribly flawed. Do you know the full quote? Well, you can read it. When you read it, you'll
Let me
understand.
check that.
Yeah, you can check it. There's
Let
a
me
full
check
quote.
that.
So check it.
So you see, the thing about
We are
the thing
miseducated.
about all this, people forget all this is that it affects your cognitive balance, because you can't produce. You put deal in a place where you need to be very creative with whatever you are doing, even with content creation. People with content creation will have issues with that, because they always feel they burn out, because you are putting a lot of things out there. Some might not go well, some might go well, and then you are on that clock to always keep putting things out there.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen this. Yeah.
You see,
So
I'm different. Don't you like me?
I've seen this. It says the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
Yes.
It only means
So
that
who you
can
decide
also,
to bond with has more potential and more
Than
value
who
and
you came
impact.
out
in
of
your
the
life.
People
same
took
home.
out the other
So
descriptions
kin-
of it,
yeah.
and there's
Kin is secondary to brotherhood.
yeah,
That is why the army is one of the strongest families you will find.
exactly.
Because if I decide to stand by you and give my life for you and you for me, bro, forget who come from my mother in private part.
Private part.
You understand? Yeah.
We get it. Continue.
You say you don't fool. You see,
I didn't say the private path. You said it.
I want to them you lomote. You see my hands in my pocket.
No.
So another thing with
No.
nervous breakdown is that we are finding patterns where people are having anxiety, stress anxiety. So the person is in debt, right? He's in debt. They are calling him. Work bosses are calling him and all that.
His Facebook post is
And
not
then
getting likes.
and then he goes.
The
Yeah.
girl has not replied to the sub.
Exactly. Another one too is when they like somebody. With the young people, they like somebody and then they make a move. They are convinced enough and they make a move and it doesn't go as planned. And it doesn't go as planned, and it's supposed to be private between you and the
Like
person.
they
And
dog the world.
some take it out. Like, it's between you and I propose and Koye. It should be like, you said no, let's not move on. But then you carry it and tell people, you see what happens to that person, because then you are left alone facing this multitude, talking about your oh child, no force. Like the girl said no to you, bounced you and all that.
You hear say Jason moved to so and so challenge
But then all the time. And they're normal.
all the time, man.
Then the other part
So
is the
see, with that,
I'm a one mover.
with that, right? Do you guys think we've leaned too much into? And I'm thinking about this into our emotions. I get that we're supposed to talk about the things we go through. We're supposed to be emotional. We're supposed to be forthcoming with how we feel. But to an extent, leaning into that so much in today's world has made us. I don't know if the word is soft, right?
That's the word. So
we can't take things. We don't accept people's opinions. You liking something and me not liking doesn't mean I don't like you.
Yeah,
we can have a totally different opinion.
So that
it doesnment mean I hate you. Right now we have so many ideas. Like, sorry, Doc, but I feel like even movies have become so heavily politicized to taper
so eggshells. So you're walking around eggshells.
Yes, now you can't talk. If girl bounce, you be normal, right?
Yeah.
If you're going through something, it's cool. But now you can't be a normal human being, basically.
What's the word for normal?
What is the word for normal?
Yeah.
You can't be you.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that leaning too much has made actually the eggshells right now they're everywhere.
Yeah, so right now what's happening for us is that you're having to filter everything you say. Or you have to think 3-4 times, how's the person going to take it? But you know what I'm saying? Whereas those times, and there are people in society still who, I know some people who, they don't care. They will say it as it is. If their dress is not nice, they'll say it. And you can take it how you like it. You won't take how, if you, they tell you like block me. If you block me, I'll change my number.
I think that there's a certain level of freedom when it comes to being a one-faced person, so that you're not saying a different thing to the person who needs to hear it, and then saying what the actual thing is to somebody else who doesn't need to hear it. In that case, then you're not helping whoever actually needs that advice. Or who, so I think that as much as possible, we should be able to open up and say things.
Isn't that word constructive criticism?
Yeah,
that's the word constructive. You have to be very constructive about it.
As humans, you should be able to take in whatever it is, because we are extremely imperfect. Very imperfect. If you are unable to take in criticism, then that means that there's a problem, right? You don't have to now say that because someone has criticized you or spoken about something you don't like, that means you and the person get beef or something. That shouldn't be the case.
Yeah.
As much as you can give it, you should be able to take it.
Yeah.
So if you don't give it?
So if you don't give it, you still should be able to take
that's
it.
What she said.
But that's what you said. So I was asking for the other one.
No, that's what I said. As much as you are able to give it, you should be able to take it.
But
if you don't give it, you will still take it, because you will still do something that someone will criticize you for or about.
I feel like your perfect point is stuck to a generation.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. Millennials, before millennials, boomers. You tell each other the truth all the time. It's
you put the biggest lies.
No. Can I finish?
Wait, are you talking about the rest of the millennials?
Can I
hold on.
Can I finish?
All of
them.
Okay.
Because it's subtle, right? And okay, you finish.
Wow.
Because for you to say that stuff to this generation. We are just a copy of you, and we are louder. That's the only difference. Because telling your child to go and tell your neighbor that you are not there, why are you hiding? If you actually tell each other everything, come out and say.
But that's a different.
It's not a different thing. It's not a different thing.
We're talking about criticism and being honest with people.
How
right?
to take it
in this
and all
case,
these
maybe
things.
you're not in the right frame of mind, or maybe you owe the person, like Doc said.
Exactly.
That's right. She's right. Because if you have the guts, go and tell the person like
with some people.
Yeah, not everybody.
There's a thin line. Listen, there's a thin line between managing the interactivity
with people,
between people and becoming manipulative
and avoiding people.
And yes, and all those things, avoidant behavior, toxic behavior, they are all forms of manipulation. Okay, the extreme extents to which these recent generations go has been amplified greatly due to phones and all this social blah blah blah, compared to the era where people were used to going through the due process. Oh, kopegela
Konifie.
Car and
bicycle
with the probability that you go and knock on the door,
and
either she's not there or she's there, you will be sacked. I've lost count of how many times I left Legon campus to Abilinkwe to Clarinda Saki's house, and I could see her on the porch. I could see her on the porch. Father will tell me, no.
A rejection.
I can see her on the porch. And they tell me the girl is not there, and I'll stand in front of this brown gate And I'll feed myself and walk back to taxi rank to take car home. That one made me love more. Do you understand? I felt like Romeo. Allah, go get the girl. Compared to SOP, in my bedroom lying with my feet on the wall, sopping, and then they are not minding me. After 30 minutes, I'm having a nervous breakdown.
Or WYD.
In 10 minutes of SOP that they've not minded you, I've caught all the boys. Charlie, the girl, they make slow. Do you see the great scale of which gratification and instant reward is expected?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Right.
Your mother and your father probably saw each other 5 or 6 times a year. Because when they go school for some place, write letter.
Charlie.
The letter go take like 6 weeks.
Was it connect?
You understand? Writing
Was
part.
it connect?
You understand?
Connect.
The whole year,
I had
your
connect.
parents probably saw each other physical 5 or 6 times and still loved each other till today. You, the person where you did in Snap, in IG, in Twitter,
Charlie.
get in WhatsApp, get in everything, blah, blah, blah. No, the
Still
two
not
of you know they feel bond. Because you send message 701, it be 8, they no respond. Something is going on.
That's what it is.
Due process. There's a
He's
due
painting one
process.
picture.
No, he's talking about the expectations.
I'm saying that in human interaction, there is due process, right? To finding, to effort leading to reward. If I'm cooking bambara beans and I want it to be done at the speed of Indomie, then I'm mad. But when I know I'm going to cook beans, early morning, your mother soaked the thing last night. Early morning, the beans they fire. Beans they bebe and the coconut then. You know the process. Everybody, when you hear that, shh, you know that they can't chop. Now everything is air fryer.
What?
So it has taken due process out of our lives across spectrums. That's all I'm saying. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the generation. I'm saying that as we have advanced as a people, we have become
want to go through the process.
And that is what is making us go crazy.
But
that's all I'm saying.
In also saying that burnouts and nervous breakdowns are not exactly medical, right?
Yeah.
Are there any medical solutions to it?
Yeah, they are.
Yes,
Yeah.
spiritual.
So there are solutions to dealing with this.
He puffed.
If you speak to
That is no spark. Sorry.
so the immediate steps you can do is rest.
Okay.
Right, the immediate steps is rest, reduce the stressful triggers. So if you know the trigger, what's triggering you, because the worst thing you want to do is put yourself on autopilot. A human being on autopilot is the worst form of, because coming back is a bit challenging. Because you get used to, you are getting used to a certain routine. I wake up in the morning, I shower, I go to work, go and sit there, do the bare minimum. Whatever is expected of me, I do it, and then I get my pay slip and I'm gone. There's no gratification, there's nothing involved. Those are people who don't show up for work parties.
Yeah.
They don't see why they're there, right? And unfortunately, we're in a society where you can't really do what you love.
Shouldn't
most
the
of what you do
Without
is-
consequence.
Dog,
You can do what you
shouldn't
love.
the gratification
You can do what you
be
love,
the
I beg you.
salary as well?
Yeah,
Problem is the consequence.
So people think gratification is salary alone, but gratification is growth
Yes, and fulfillment.
and fulfillment.
No, I mean, because you said there's no gratification.
No, gratification in the work he's doing. For example, if I
Because
create,
the salary is a part.
it's a part of it. If I'm creating content for this studio, right, and my stuff is not being put on air, it's not being used, it's not. Or the worst part is songwriters. They get a lot. They write a song, it hits. Nobody talks about them. Only the artist is spoken about. Everybody talks about the artist and how good the artist is, but the person who actually put the words and composition and the prayer, and nobody talks about those people, right? So they also deal with that part of their work where I'm doing the work, but you're not. You get paid like for the work you've done, but actually, what you would have wanted was. That's why they started adding. When they started adding awards to like best producer, best songwriter, I appreciated that because they were encouraging
The
those who are,
spotlight
yeah,
has been
yes.
told.
But for a long time, the person who wrote the script for a movie, nobody knew the person. It was only the actors.
Right.
Right. So when you
So
talk about
rest.
the medical part of his rest is part. You can also do therapy with medications. It depends on how severe your condition is. And also, we can treat underlying conditions. Whatever your stress or your burnout or your nervous breakdown has led to, like the ulcers, you're against. Some even have breakouts, rash, acne, pimples. People have allergies that is psychological. It doesn't exist. But for the person, the body is giving up on itself that the body is just So you start having bed sores because you're staying so much time in bed. You're not exercising enough. So you're increasing your cardiovascular risk because you're increasing your sodium levels, your salt and fat, or unsaturated fat that you're eating and all that.
Doc, how about
Psychosomatics.
Yeah.
How about neurologically, especially for the nervous breakdown, since they are so sudden, can they affect like the brain when you come back from it?
Yes, you can come back. You have remnants of it. So some start having anxiety disorder, that a fear of workplace. Some people can't walk through the door. The building alone. Some people pass by. Some people used to have it even with senior high schools. Whatever they went through in that on Monday mornings, or some even have with cars, like in the sense that they were involved in maybe a slight mishap with a truck or whatever it is vehicle. So obviously they have this disdain. So if I've realized that then when you're driving and somebody's sitting at your front with you, right, and there's a big truck on your right, have you seen how people react in the car?
Yeah,
you the driver, you're cool, like you are so cool about it, but the passengers in the car start having this anxiety, like, because there are videos of things falling off.
Final destination.
Those movies don't help. Yeah, those movies don't even help with the driving. They don't help.
Because tell me why there's a truck with a lot of
pipes
iron rods and it's right in front of me.
Yeah, or beside.
Oh,
If it's in front of
beside.
me,
or even the flowing water thing. The water is flowing on the floor and following you into a bathroom. It's kind of electrocute. Like, those things don't help.
But
so,
look, okay.
Then you have self-care, the one that you are always advocating here. Self-care. Put yourself first. Always put yourself first. If you feel like this thing is not helping you, take yourself out of that environment. Take yourself out of the situation. You don't owe anybody anything. You owe it to yourself.
See, that
Because let me say this: if you don't take yourself out of that situation, something happens to you and you pass on. Guess what? They moved on.
No, but I think that statement is easier said.
Oh no, I know it's very easier said than done.
For a lot of people who have to be in that environment to ensure that their family is taken care of, to ensure that someone is going to school, so that
I was
don't
talking about the chores part.
Exactly,
women get burnout.
That they're in. It's like you wake up, it's a routine, and you're like, you know what? I'm not doing this for myself. Let me just go, right? And people don't have that luxury of even taking time out to self-care. It's that's why I'm even using the word, like,
for them it becomes a luxury, for them, because there's no time, there's no window.
So then what do people do in that option?
I think with that, it depends on how you're looking at
support system,
self-care. No, how you're looking at self-care.
Oh, okay.
Right? It's not take 7 hours. It's not take a 24-hour, right? Every day
can do a bit of it.
For you to self-care in every activity.
It's not a grand activity.
So you're doing so you're looking at compounded, like you are compounding
that major
it.
Time, you don't need to take that major time out to self-care. It's not a self-care Saturday or a self-care Sunday, so that you say that you don't have the luxury of time to do it.
I feel like sometimes
your daily.
That's
so do you believe that with that situation your support system comes in? That's what I'm thinking, I feel like I'm your partner. I feel like you've been doing so much for the family, and part of being appreciative is maybe get you out of the house, get you to go somewhere else that is you personal day. So we will do, because I don't think the house will burn down if we allow you to, like,
every bro would be alright.
Yeah, you'll be alright. Am I wrong?
We
used to do it for my mom. Even till now, we still do it for my mom sometimes, because we used to sometimes tell her that, madam, like, you know what, there's a funeral coming up, we know you go. When you go, don't come right after. Stay, spend time with your people a week. That will be fine. We do it for my dad too. Sometimes we take the two of you away bus. My mom went to the UK for that. Like, we try and get them out, because that's the only time. We don't take care, because they don't stop. Our mothers were built like machines. They don't stop. Even if you tell them stop this, by the time you turn around, she's fast. Madam Rash was saying this to me the other time, that to avoid herself from doing certain things, she avoids passing through her kitchen. She totally, because she knows that, okay, this is my trigger. That's what I was talking about. If you know your trigger, you can avoid it. So sometimes you see that some people, some fathers do it. They get to the house and they hear kids shouting, people shouting, and they maybe have relatives or in-laws over, and they hear the commotion in the house, and they're like, nah, I'm not built for this. So they just text the wife, you know what, meet me outside with my meal. They pack everything to him in the car. And he tell her, I'll be at this guy's house watching football. He's gone. It's not, because you have to find a way to put yourself first. You have to get a partner to support you.
Yeah.
And with the
partners are not helping. Or about him, someone will go and snitch. Like, he's outside, he doesn't want to come in. No.
See,
So then communication is
Exactly.
I
key.
think,
Yeah.
And the new generation, they don't communicate.
yeah.
So we boils all down to our young people not being able to open up and say something, speak out and
We'll
say
talk about
something.
the rate of
You wanna go there?
things in adults and in
Numbers?
and in younger ones, not children. But I think
I just wanted to say that you guys have used the word chore too many times.
Responsibility.
It's not a chore. You see, if you take the perspective of the responsibility or a mandate that you are responsible for or something you hold dear, it will not be a chore. When people go to church, they fall asleep. They go to the nightclub, they don't fall asleep. After a long, hard day at work and rounds and all the frustrations of life, they can go to party
till morning.
till morning. After a rested Saturday, Sunday morning, 30 minutes in the church, let him fall. So it is about how you condition here as to whether this is a chore. Your kitchen, that is a mess. Is it a chore to go in there and make it right, or is making it right part of your well-being?
Yeah. Your mental state.
Do you get what I'm saying?
It's like people with what's that people with
it's-
that thing,
it's
that
special.
condition. OCD, people can't
OCD,
have they,
obsessive
like, yeah,
compulsive
or
disorder.
even the minimal part of
Yeah.
it where they just can't stand things being a mess.
Yeah.
Cyril said I have that.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's continue.
You just say lightly, like the diagnosis was just given to her lightly.
You should see Lenny. If you move Lenny's back, they'll adjust the back how the zip was facing northeast.
Yeah.
If the zip was facing northeast and you took something and the
So
zip
it
went
means you know when
southwest,
something's moved in your
you do
room.
this.
Always.
You always can
When I
tell.
come,
Unless
something's
she's-
out of
unless
place.
she's exhausted.
if something is like this and I come, and
Unless
it's
she's
just like
exhausted.
this,
You
I
know.
Hey, that's
all
what
I've
she
the
taken
said.
shea butter from her bag and she
All
didn't
the
see.
time.
I've stolen shea butter from her bag and she didn't see.
No,
Don't
I
mind
mean
her.
that means that you left the bag how you found it. If
Ah.
not,
Okay, Doc.
I'm a considerative.
What I also,
I don't want to cause you mental distress.
I mean, what I also want to know is, we've become very, as a society, as people, we've become very hyper focused, right, on me.
Yeah.
Now human beings, we've gotten to the extent, or we're getting extremely to the extent where we don't like compromise because it is me. I live for me. It's all about my happiness, and that's absolutely fine.
Right.
Is it?
So to an extent, until I get to the extent I'm going to, it's fine. You know, live for yourself, do what makes you happy.
Right.
You know, find your happiness. But first of all, I think happiness is a journey. It's never a destination. You can never really get to happiness. It's constant things you do. But in terms of compromise, and per what you're saying, it seems like burnout cannot necessarily be measured because what might lead to Lenny's
Burnout, yeah, it's not yours.
my
yes,
mind
no, it's
capacity
not.
might be
That's
way
why it's
different.
not a medical diagnosis.
Nice one. So now the thing is, if something is not going well, I just exit the situation. And he said, right, chore and responsibility. I've seen marriages where I wasn't happy. I just wasn't happy. I left the kids and I ran away. I have to live for me. I have to do everything that satisfies me. We become so hyper focused on me that now there's nothing like compromise. And I'm just using a relationship as an example. It can happen in work, right? Obviously, things
or
can get.
any aspects of relationship.
Yes, relationship where there's a because you and your boss is a relationship,
Yes.
right? There's responsibility.
Family, all
Obviously,
of
some
that.
things are very extreme, right? I've always said if you live in your mother or your father's house, doesn't mean it is your house. You still have to respect the rules, right? Lock the door until you can get your own place. But back to what I was saying, that we're losing sight of. We essentially serve our brothers and sisters.
Right.
Leadership is the highest form of servitude. I've
Right,
always
yeah.
said. A father being a leader in the house serves his wife and his kids.
Right.
Him being a leader doesn't mean that he's lording over his family.
Right.
That's why I felt like in the family system, equality will never work.
Okay.
Right? It doesn't mean, again, abuse is a different conversation.
That's-
Taking
no, we're not
advantage,
talking about that. No,
manipulation
no.
is a different conversation.
No, yeah.
But in a society where it's all about me and what I want is what goes, or I don't have friends. If you don't like me, I see the memes people post all the time. And it's like, if you don't like me, if you don't like
become
what I'm
selfish,
doing, you are not my friend.
Yeah.
We become very, very selfish.
Okay.
Like he gave an example. If somebody rejects you, it doesn't take or it doesn't say
Anything away from you, yeah.
It doesn't take anything away from you. So per what you've seen, per how you might diagnose it or not be able to diagnose it as a people, what is the solution to this me thing? Because we become very selfish, we become very hyper focused. I don't even know the word again. Like we manipulate.
Self-centered.
We so much. It's gone to the extent where we gaslight people for them not serving us.
Right.
But that's not going to
Make them feel bad about
Make
it.
people feel bad. Like I said, if I text you and don't reply me in 1 hour, see, I've seen somebody's WhatsApp. A girl, a friend of mine, she has 600 messages. on red.
Seniors day inside.
Lenny, 600. This was last year, but now she did 1,200. So, can we get past this? Because everything we are saying, it seems like it's leading to this.
Okay, so
right?
there are three things that happens, right? The me aspect, there are two. When we were talking about you taking yourself out of a situation, sometimes you taking out of a situation helps the people you are serving. Yeah. So you are helping. For example, if you are a dad and you are stressed and been out at home, you might lash out and do things that will affect the system you are supposed to be, the ecosystem you are supposed to be helping. So if taking out 5 minutes or time out will help you help them in the longer run, that's okay. That's not just me. It's you serving yourself to help them. There's that. There's that understand. That's what we want people to understand.
Yes.
Because
yes.
if you're taking yourself, if I'm the CEO or whatever, I need to take you out of the place. I need you to be productive, and you are not a moment. I feel like this burnout. I can take you out and make you rest
For
and bring
period,
you back
right?
for a period and bring you back. It's not about you. In the end, it serves me too, and it serves you too. But I remember yours. You're talking about how people now don't feel the need to be responsible for anything.
Yeah.
Their actions or nothing. They feel everything. Because those times, if you ask somebody for money, a person says he doesn't have, you're supposed to keep quiet and say he doesn't have. People go further to say that, oh, we'll be now person with money. People feel entitled to whatever it's, and then they get upset.
I know that I'm bothering you. Sorry for bothering you.
Yeah, sorry for bothering you. Like, I don't have.
Yeah.
I don't get
You don't have, and I say I don't have, and you
So you
feel
have
that
to
it's
believe
okay.
me.
No. Because people forget that by the time people's money hits their account, people have plans.
It's kinda
People have plans. It's not you are not even part of the plan.
Yeah.
So another thing is people say, give me time, I'll see what I can do. It doesn't mean that the person has given guarantee that he's going to do something, but it just means that the person is going to try and adjust things. And the person might come back with you and say, oh, I tried, it didn't really work. And then you're upset.
Way of saying go away. That's actually what it means.
I think that we'll need a part 2, Doc.
Yeah, because this
We
this
didn't fully exhaust.
man.
I don't think we fully exhausted it. Also
Well,
because of time, right?
yeah.
So it's
Yeah, we
10.
couldn't exhaust it.
Yeah, we couldn't.
We're exhausted.
but I'm not exhausted.
We're not exhausted.
Yeah. Hopefully next week, if time permits, we'll be able to now fully cover what this nervous breakdowns, burnouts are, and also to an extent how we can fully just wrap it out of our lives. Okay, I also mentioned that we'll talk about the age brackets
Yeah.
and all of that, so maybe next week, right? But thank you guys for sitting in this conversation. Hopefully none of you get burnt out or
Wait, what was that
or
chuckle?
none of you
That
of
chuckle
you
is like,
never
bruh.
break down. But when you do as well, I mean, there's always tribe, there's always community, there's always somebody that you can call on. So yes,